All right, so let's see if the audio is okay. Yeah, perfect. How's it going, everyone? I hope you all are doing great, and I hope you all had a relaxing weekend. I am back with another daily analysis since we just started this brand new week. And I'm gonna start off with the Forex analysis as per usual. And to be more exact, I will start off with Euro JBP, where I was able to identify a bullish opportunity. Right here, I saw a textbook break towards the upside caused by this bullish leg. After the break, I was able to identify this fair value gap that is lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The daily and the 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph, and the pullback wasn't really the most corrective one, but neither the most aggressive. Hence why I decided to take it. Okay, and it is very close to tap our first entry. Next up, we have AUD CAD with another bullish opportunity. Right here, we have a continuation of this overall uptrend with this bullish break of structure right here that left imbalance behind. After the break, I was able to identify this fair value gap right here, lining up perfectly with this bullish trader order block as well as with the area of interest. Both the daily and the 4-hour are bullish on the graph, and now the last thing that we need to wait for is a corrective pullback. AUD USD, very similar setup. Okay, we have an impulsive move towards the upside. After the break, I was able to identify this fair value gap that is lining up perfectly with the area of interest as well as with this bullish trader order block. Daily and 4-hour are both bullish on the trader graph. And so far, this pullback looks pretty corrective. So we definitely want to see a continuation of that. NZD USD with another bullish opportunity. Okay, impulsive break right here caused by this bullish leg. After the break, I was able to identify this unmitigated order block lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The 4-hour is bullish on the trader graph, and now last thing that we need to wait for is a corrective pullback towards our fire zone. GBP CAD with another bullish opportunity. Okay, right here we have an impulsive break towards the upside. Before the break, liquidity was swept right here, which is a great added confidence. And after the break, I was able to identify this very small fair value gap that is lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up perfectly with the area of interest. The 4-hour is bullish on the trader graph, and this pullback looks very corrective so far. Okay, we can see that very, very clearly, which is exactly what we want from the pullback. Euro NZD with a bearish opportunity. Okay, right here we broke structure to the downside very impulsively with this bearish leg. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here with this fake out, and after the break I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that is lining up with this bearish trader order block, and they are both lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph as well, and now we need to wait for a corrective pullback. Euro CHF coming up next with another bearish opportunity. Right here we have a bearish shift in momentum as well. We have a fake out to the upside, sweeping liquidity above this high. And after that, we broke structure to the downside very impulsively with this bearish leg that left imbalance behind. Okay. After the break, I was able to identify this unmitigated order block lining up with this bearish trader order block, and they are both lining up with the premium area of this bearish range. The 4-hour is bearish on the graph, and now last thing that we need to wait for is, as always, a corrective pullback. On Euro USD, we have a textbook bullish opportunity. Right here we broke structure to the upside with this bullish leg. We broke multiple highs. Okay, we broke this high here as well, which is a great added confluence. The 4-hour is bullish on the graph as well. We have this unmitigated order block right here lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up with the area of interest, which is again a great added confluence. We can see that the pullback so far looks pretty corrective as well, which is definitely what we are looking for. Okay, and you want to see a continuation of that. On USD CAD, we have a bearish opportunity. Okay, right here we swept liquidity above these two highs. Okay, with this fake out to the upside, And immediately after that, we broke structure to the downside very impulsively with this bearish leg, okay? After the break, I was able to identify this fair value gap right here, lining up perfectly with the point of interest as well as with this bearish trader order block. The 4-hour is bearish on the trader graph, and this pullback so far looks pretty corrective, okay, which is exactly what we are looking for. Hence why this is a valid setup. USD with a bearish opportunity looking pretty similar to the USD CAD one. Okay, we have a bearish shift in momentum. We have a fake out to the upside caused by this bullish leg. We grab liquidity, and immediately after that, price showed its true intentions by breaking structure to the downside very impulsively. Okay, it is a very impulsive break because, as we can see, a lot of imbalance was left behind. I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that is lining up with this bearish trader order block, and they are both lining up perfectly with the point of interest. The 4-hour is also bearish on the trader graph, and so far we can see that the pullback looks pretty corrective. And lastly, for our Forex analysis, we have Euro CAD with a bullish opportunity. Okay, right here we have a bullish break caused by this bullish leg. After the break, imbalance was left behind. I was able to identify this fair value gap that is lining up perfectly with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up with the point of interest. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here, okay, with this fake out, which is a great added confluence. The daily and the 4-hour are also both bullish on the trader graph, and now last thing that we need to wait for is a corrective pullback. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's Forex analysis right here. As always, if there's any other questions, you should reach out on Discord. Now I will go over today's metals analysis, starting off with gold. So on gold, currently I wasn't able to identify a setup. However, soon I think we might have a bullish one. Okay, if I see this high being broken here, I think we might have a bullish setup. But till then, we'll just sit on the sidelines and focus on the assets where we have a clear setup, like for example, silver. Okay, on silver, I saw a impulsive break towards the upside caused by this bullish leg right here. After the break, I identified this unmitigated order block that is lining up perfectly with this with the point of interest. I also saw that the daily was bullish on the graph, and now the last thing that we would need to wait for is, as always, a corrective pullback. And the reason I took this range from here and up from here is because this huge wick right here was caused by news. Okay, so that's why I took it from here. Hope y'all understand. So yeah, on that note, we'll end today's metals analysis right here. As always, if there's any further questions, you should reach out on Discord. And now I will go over today's indices analysis, starting off with US 30, where things look pretty bullish. However, I wasn't able to identify a bullish range yet. Okay, so yes, we have a lot of imbalance here, but if I was to take a bullish range from here, we can see that in our area of interest, we don't have a fair value gap or a unmitigated order block. Hence why we'll just leave the chart as is and let the price develop some fresh structure. On SPX though, I was able to identify a textbook bullish opportunity. Okay, right here, we broke structure to the upside with this bullish leg. We broke this swing high here as well, okay, which is a great added confluence. The daily and the 4-hour are both bullish on the graph. We have this huge fair value gap lining up perfectly with the point of interest. Right below it, we have a bullish trader order block as well. And now the last thing that we need to wait for is a corrective pullback. Okay, but nonetheless, very promising looking setup. And on NAS 100, we have a very similar setup. Okay, we have a bullish break right here caused by this bullish leg. We broke this high here as well, which is a good confluence. After the break, I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that is lining up with this bullish trader order block, and they are both lining up perfectly with the area of interest. The 4-hour is also bullish on the trader graph. And now the last thing that we would need to wait for is, once again, a corrective pullback. And yeah, that's about it for the indices analysis. As always, if there's any other questions, you should reach out on Discord. And lastly, I will go over today's crypto analysis, starting off with Bitcoin, where we have a pretty nice recovery. Okay, we went to 56k and now we are at 64k. However, I wasn't able to identify a setup, hence why we'll just leave the chart as is and move on to the next coin, which is Ethereum. And on Ethereum, I was able to identify a very nice looking bullish opportunity. So right here, we have a break towards the upside caused by this bullish leg. Before the break, liquidity was swept as well right here, which is a great added confluence. And after the break, I was able to identify this unmitigated order block that, as we can see, is lining up perfectly with the area of interest. So now the last thing that we would need to wait for is a corrective pullback. Okay, so yeah, very promising looking setup. On Dogecoin, same as on Bitcoin, price looks very bullish, but currently I wasn't able to identify a range. I think it's the same exact story on XRP and Solana as well, but let's just double check. Yep, same story on XRP. And lastly, let's see if we have the same story on Solana as well. And the answer to that is yes. Okay. Price looks bullish. However, I cannot really see a bullish setup here. Okay. Hence why we'll just leave it as is and focus on the assets where we have valid and clear setups. And yeah, on that note, we'll end today's crypto as well as the overall daily analysis right here. As always, I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all on the dark side. Take care.